It is truly chaos night. Hey, Hunter, who are you? What are we doing here? What's the word?
I'm so glad you asked, Swan. Well, I am Hunter, voice of Hunter. I am one of the hosts for Older and Dumber. And tonight we are working on our Kickstarter, which we currently are 9 days from finish. No, sorry, 8 days now from finishing. We're 80% funded. We're super, super, super close. Every single bit of help you can get or give really helps. But tonight, we're going to go ahead and pull back the curtain just a little bit more on Corelthia and show you guys some more of the stuff that's getting worked on. These artists are going to do some things. We're going to question, we're going to talk, we're going to do all these cool things. And of course, with me tonight, we have artist and illustrator and co-host of Older and Dumber, Joey.
Ooh.
Hello.
Give him
It's
a
a pleasure to
one-liner.
be here.
Wait.
Oh.
Get cocked, loser.
Okay, all right.
If you're following the Kickstarter and you haven't backed yet, do it. It doesn't cost you anything today. You don't have to pay till the end. It's crazy.
Yeah, storyteller and GM of Corel. Wow, that's
Whoa!
super cool.
Look at that infographic.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, with us, the one who's behind the machines, making it all be seen and about to make you all scream, we got Emily Swan on the screen. She is the artist for Moss and is also a host and co-host for many of shows. The most important one being Doodle Crew and Loodle Crew. Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
We want to get sexy. We should do a special Corelthia Loodle Crew before this wraps up.
Whoa.
It's the porn.
Dangerous.
It's the porn fans that pay.
You're not wrong.
Dangerous. She's so dangerous. So yeah, Swan, give him a one-liner.
Yeah, you can find me all across the internet at a swan named Emily. You can watch all episodes of Doodle Crew over on YouTube and check out our Kickstarter. That was more than one line, but
That was way more than one line.
I can't. I'm doing too many things. I just
That's
went into what I could
okay.
remember.
That's totally fine. And of course, for every hype stream we've had so far, very loyal player and very hype man himself, player of Fizzywick Fizzy Fizzbang, David.
Yay.
Hype train ain't gonna drive itself, baby!
There you go, Hunter. You got
He
it.
is on it's a pretty lagged internet, but that's okay, guys. It just means he's gonna look like every reporter on every news station when they say back to you, Dave, and they go, "Thank you so much for sending it to me."
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Hold on, guys. I gotta look at a corgi.
Oh man. Okay. Joey says he's looking at a corgi. Oh, I forgot Joey's looking at
I'm just playing
dogs.
with all the banners.
I see you playing with literally every possible thing.
Touching all the things.
Every button we can. So anyway, guys, so tonight we are doing some more work on the Kickstarter, showing off some more art, talking in-depth stuff, questions and things about the world. However, as we are at the top of this, and I hope this is where most of you currently are, we would love for you guys to ask as many questions as you'd like. Whether it be about the stories, the world itself, us, the production, what goes into what we're doing, what we had for breakfast, whatever it is, please throw questions in the chat for us to talk about. It really helps me not have to come up with stuff. But no, seriously, ask us questions. We would love to answer whatever you have for those of you who are here. And when more new people come in, tell them to ask questions.
Yeah.
But before we get started, I have introduced you all. So now what we're going to do is, artists, can you please show off what it is you're going to be working on tonight? And we'll start with Joey. Swan can play with the toys.
Sure. Mine's a mess right now because I'm still putting it together. But I don't know what the lag's going to look like, but I'll just start talking about it. I've added a 10th page to my chapter.
Whoa.
We're up to 10 pages. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find this particular. I'm looking for good reference for this panel.
I see
And
a Konosuba. I see.
yeah, I've got Aqua because Rara's got to like squinch up and be all like, "Oh my god, I'm so emotional now because Moss is my one true friend." And then she dives into her arms, which I'm.
This guy has pulled up an
Look at
insane amount of reference.
look at this piece of shit Sword Art Online, like AI generated garbage. Slop.
My gosh.
So hard to find this pose, and I figured it would be just falling into arms. It should be like the easiest thing to find. No.
But of course, no. Why would it be?
Well, did you type anime before?
And
or
then we
after
got
it?
Tapas. We got Tapas down here. The first
Did
time
you
it's
just
been in
graphic-
photorealistic form? Yeah.
Yeah, did you just graphic a photo in there so you could be like, that's where I want to put it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
And then we got Squinchy Aqua appear to be Squinchy Rara at some point. But yeah, this will be page 10 when all is said and done. Because I needed to transition into Fizzy's story.
Hi, Crystal.
Hello,
We are
friends.
chilling and hanging out. I just told everybody in the chat to ask questions about everything going on. So throw some questions in here, Crystal, so we can get that train going of questions.
Toot, toot.
Hype
But
Oh
as you
my
can see, I have a
God.
very detailed rough here to work off of. Did this at work today in between people buying Borderlands 4. So it's ready to go.
Yeah, did Borderlands 4 come out today?
Yeah.
Literally today.
Super Deluxe you could pick up yesterday, but today was the standard edition.
Oh my god. The link is so long that it doesn't even okay.
Whoa, look at this. And that
That
what?
link is
Kickstarter
so-
said, guys, your link's kind of long. Do you want to shorten it?
I said no.
We're like, fuck off.
Yeah,
No
why would
gods,
we
no
do
masters.
Get
Why
out
would
of
we
here.
do
We're
that?
not shortening it.
That's crazy.
You see Derpy? Oh yes, there is a Derpy behind me. Okay, so Joey, I am gonna have you.
Yes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm gonna have you do your picture in picture.
Okay.
I
I will do that.
have not fully figured out the other bits to make it really do how I want it. Okay.
Whoop.
Whee!
There we go.
All right. Okay.
And then it's your turn, I think.
It is.
Yeah, Swan, tell us and show us what you're doing.
Okay. Hang on. Swan's learning new things. I'll put the boys over here. I'm going to put you right over here. Let me get a big Joey and a big Swan.
A big Joey and a big Swan.
Maybe? Maybe. It's fun. Yeah, if... oh, no, don't cut off Joey's face.
Whoa, I just heard like some cool whoosh
Yeah, that was a
music.
car driving by.
Oh. Ooh. It was loud.
I don't know.
So, what happened to the first one you set up? What was that one?
I have it.
It's gone forever.
It's not gone forever.
Oh, okay.
It's over here.
Oh. Oh, you're the eyes. Hello, my name is Swan.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so first thing I
You
want to show
didn't
off.
file your paperwork.
You forgot to fill out your paperwork. All right, so first thing I want to show off is that's right, in the videos. Oh no, but there's no David. Hang on, I can do it.
There he is. He's
Where's
here.
David?
Put him right
Hi.
on the name.
Hi, I'm David. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Mhm.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
I'm gonna turn this off.
Whoa.
Howdy, 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 howdy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
I
so
worked
cool.
on an incredible illustration by the amazing Joe Holly on the last stream.
Yeah.
I was working on coloring his
That's cool.
cover.
Keith has never looked better.
Yeah, he's never been treated so well.
It's true. I certainly didn't. But yeah.
It really does look so good. Like, it's very, 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 very nice. Oh,
I'm
is there a little tan circle at the bottom left?
Oh, there is, because I missed a erasing thing. I
I
know.
only saw it when you pulled it to the side, and I was like, what was that?
All right, hang on. I'm gonna fix that.
Oh, she's got to fix it now that I called it out. That makes sense.
Yeah, why?
It's my fault. I shouldn't have said something.
No, it's good.
We were gonna leave it there
I should
too.
have never said anything.
All right, there we go. Yeah.
So
Hey,
cool.
Oh, and then put color layer back over. Yeah,
Faith
I
is
like
so
it.
cool.
I like it a lot.
So that is officially a reveal for Joe Holly's cover. Not with the
Surprise!
cool Kickstarter update yet, but still.
Mm-mm. All right, so then I'm just going back to save. Yes, save. To work on my cover. That's my plan.
Oh,
Yay! I've done nothing on it since the last time, so I figured I should do something on it today.
totally okay. So I just realized Joey is
He's got to switch back to his face cam.
because we can't see him at all.
Oh well, I'll
Sorry,
do
sorry,
that.
Yeah,
sorry.
you don't have to do it.
I
over
was
your
just
camera anymore.
following orders.
You were.
They would
Yeah.
say,
I appreciate
not
it.
me though.
There
You're
we go.
remarkably
There's Joey.
obedient.
Swan is just like a little face creeping in the top left corner, like I see you all.
Hey man, the only thing I did tonight was my eye makeup. This feels perfect.
It's perfecto.
It's perfect.
Very Wilson
And
of you.
We've got
It's just
the
what some
video
people call
playing.
on point.
Yes. Still don't know if
We do
CBD is
have the
good
video
or bad.
playing.
There's
What
so
is
much
that
happening
video?
in this scene.
It's the intro. The bottom right, guys, is our intro for Coralthea Waking Fates, made by animator Jeff Munn, who is also one of the artists for the project here. He couldn't make it tonight, but that's okay.
Well,
He was here last time, if you guys
He
were
didn't
here last time.
respond, so we don't know if he couldn't make it or not. But it's
He
okay.
hates us. That's what I take away from it.
That's what I got out of that too. He hates us.
Mhm.
You get a wife, you get some kids. Suddenly, you don't have time to hang out on the stream. Sometimes you get goats and chickens.
Okay.
Sometimes you get goats and chickens, huh?
Geese and ducks and chicks better scurry when I take you out in my Surrey. No, Oklahoma.
I don't know that one.
Oh, Oklahoma.
Surrey with a fringe on top, Hunter. A classic.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I'll have to learn that one.
Man, and you say you're a musical guy, but you
I am a
only
musical guy.
You only like Greatest Showman.
I love a lot of musicals. I guess I just didn't know that one. I guess I haven't really watched Oklahoma, but that's okay. And
That's
you want to
not
know
what
why?
we're doing here tonight.
That's yeah, exactly. That's why it's okay, because it's not what we're doing here tonight. We should do a sing along stream. I would love to do a karaoke stream. That would be fun. Everybody has to sing in character. Actually, Joey, sing as Rara. What would that sound like?
You got Betty Davis eyes.
Oh no. What would Fizzy sound like singing? David?
Rara went to dance school.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Wait, are you trying to sing fucking Creed? I don't think I can do it. My voice has been weird all
With
day.
arms wide open.
I'm getting this back.
I'm 6 feet from the.
Oh,
Oh
I'm
my
6
God.
feet. No, because it sounds weird.
It doesn't though.
I don't know.
I'm
I really
6
don't know. I
feet
don't think I can
from
do
the
it.
edge, and I'm thinking, baby, 6 feet, hey, so far down.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
Is this what you want?
Hey,
Hunter?
hey. Yeah, I think this is perfect. Let me see if I can get Lydia really quick and see if she can hold on. Hi guys. Welcome to the library. We're doing karaoke today.
Rara pushes Lydia out onto the stage.
The music just starts playing and like I don't know how the song goes. I was gonna sing Toxic, but I don't know how it goes.
Dun, 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 dun.
She's
Don't
like,
you know that I'm toxic?
oh, it's perfect. I love it. Oh man. Okay, well, enough messing around, guys, because
Yeah,
that's
Let's be serious.
no fun. No, seriously.
I
put more
just
things-
thought of singing TNT for Fizzy because he's dynamite.
Oh,
Damn it!
Not to get oh my gosh. But we're
This is
stuck in the
dynamite TNT.
there you go.
Obi, I don't know. That's weird. A little
Obi
bit.
will
Oh, I
fight?
think he might. I think he might. Obi will win the fight.
no.
Yeah.
That's why it sounded weird because we know it's not true.
Exactly.
All right. Here we go. Joey,
Here we go
Yeah.
now.
this
Here we
question's
go
going
now.
to go to you
Okay.
because you're sort of the reason why this whole thing got started. It was a little brainchild in your head, and then it sort of became born. So the first question is, why did you want to choose nightmares and flashbacks as the theme?
Mostly because the story set itself up in the campaign. It like worked so well for an anthology, just because it was sort of 4 stories, bang, 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 that got into each character very clearly and focused solely basically on that character, even though it did get into relationships and stuff within the party for some of them. It was really about that character. Also, the dark stuff tends to be more compelling a lot of the time. So,
Ooh.
and more
Dark,
visually interesting to draw.
dark is compelling. Darkness imprisoning me.
Me, all that I
Um,
see, absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die. I
um,
was ready, Hunter.
you were. I'm glad. I'm gonna come at you all night long with them. Yeah. Okay. I mean, why do you think that kind of stuff is so interesting to see? Why do you think people are more inclined?
People like to see people overcome their demons because everybody is struggling with something in their life, whether it's they can't get through a project they're working on or they have some deep-seated issue that they're trying to work through. Everybody's going through something, and being able to see that articulated on the page or on the screen or through a song is what helps people work through that a lot of the time.
So here's another question on top of that. And how do you feel? How do you feel these nightmares or nightmares in general reveal truths about the characters or people?
I think that our subconscious does a great job of stripping away the mask that we put on every day to deal with our own bullshit. Um, so, when you're facing a nightmare, that's something you're dealing at with, your own emotions at their rawest state, essentially. What's really earwormed into you and causing you distress.
How do the rest of you feel about that?
Don't all go at once.
Silence is deafening.
I was waiting for David to go.
I agree
He's
with
on a
Joey.
delay.
I know, that's why I was waiting. See?
It's
So
'cause
David-
Google Chrome.
David is Switzerland, and he says he
David's nightmare is Google Chrome.
He is living
Yeah,
his
I am.
nightmare right now.
Yeah, Disney's may be an explosion. Mine is Google Chrome.
He's living it. He's living the. Yeah. Swan, what about you?
Makes my brain hurt.
I think also it's interesting to see how people adapt and change when being presented with the things that really, really scare them or their deepest, darkest fears. So I think then how you choose to come out of that says a lot about the character of the person, and for better or for worse, you are changed from all of those experiences. And I think
Okay.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I like to go off of that. That's definitely true with at least that I can see Fizzy and Cave. Cave has actively stopped trying to kill people, and that's all he's ever done.
Or is it that he hasn't gotten the opportunity to?
Maybe I could see both.
He's being
And,
harder than he ever has been.
Yeah, and Fizzy being as um, straight like a not straight. Well, he's always been a straight shooter, but that's not what I want to say. Fizzy always thinking that like the way to deal with things is explosions, and like not to really worry about anything because it usually just happens to you, into like starting to care for these people and be like, oh shit, I gotta protect them.
Hmm.
And like explosions aren't gonna do that.
Yeah. So, artists, how have you been able to translate the sort of abstract, like, concept of fear into your art?
I don't know that I have.
Damn.
um, damn, I
Which
wish
is
I had.
essentially like the abstract concept of like, like fear, the anxiousness, the worry, the loneliness. How have we been able to convey that in the art?
Well,
I furrow
go
her
ahead.
eyebrows a whole bunch.
Furrowed eyebrows, always good.
Okay. Okay.
You talked a lot about how you were drawing a lot of her basically centered in the frame,
Yeah, singled out and soloed.
like long shots, very lonely and
Yeah.
desolate.
Mhm. Why does
Uh,
something? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I do some similar stuff like that in the portion of my story where Ra is dealing with her mother. Um, but I think here in the bullying chapter, just having sort of like page design is big, right? Like in comics. So like it's very much all of this is sort of imprisoning her in the center of the page. Um, and then sort of like having the word bubbles sort of encompassing her and sort of taking over the page. Um, a lot of it in this medium specifically is how you utilize the space of your panels, and you create sort of tension uh, through the angles and your use of type and your use of line, shadow versus negative space. Um, all of that sort of adds up to give like an unsettling appearance to the whole thing.
Mhm. Hmm. All right. So here's the next question, guys. And this is a little bit of a lore implication question to the world of Coralthia. And first, we'll start this question off with a little backstory, a little background, a little lore. So Coralthia currently is in a state where there are no more gods. The gods have vanished. They either have left, they gave up their power to save, whatever the theories may be about why they're gone, they're gone. And they have been for almost 40 years now. Most of the time, dreams or visions people get are usually associated with being messages from the gods or higher powers or whatever it may be. In a world where gods are gone, what do you guys believe nightmares mean? Are they just memories now or warnings of things to come?
They couldn't possibly be warnings of things to come, Hunter. There's no way.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that sounds crazy.
From a
Yeah.
storytelling perspective,
Yeah.
there's without just doing exposition and being like, in my past, this happened. There's not a ton of ways to do it outside of like, you know, your dream sequence or your flashback. Um, so the story sort of facilitates the storytelling technique, I would say.
Hmm. Okay.
I know that's not the metaphysical answer you were looking for, but
Yeah, it wasn't
from a
really.
practical standpoint, there's only so many ways that you could do that. Either we could step back and we could do a one shot from the perspective of, what this person was in the past, or you can sort of fit it in as a flashback or a dream from the very physical or the practical sense of it. Um, what does it mean on a metaphysical level for the characters?
The characters and the world in whole. I mean, there are more than just you guys that exist in Corelfi.
Yeah, nobody else has nightmares.
Also, I don't care about anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, damn.
That's not true, and you know it, Hunter.
Damn. I
Uh,
thought you loved Lydia.
I do love Lydia.
you just,
I want the best
you're
for her.
working through your issues. I don't think there's anything deeper than that. And even in reality, like, yes, in fiction, and this goes back to what I was saying, because in fiction, a lot of times it was used to portend bad things happening soon. So it was used in that technique or in that way as a technique to show that bad things were going to happen. But it wasn't actually like it was a writing tool then as much as it is now.
Okay. Swan, let's see if you can bring this home.
Oh, I super can't, Hunter. I
Nice.
super can't.
Okay.
So I think it's interesting. Are you, for me personally, as me, Swan, who is not a religious person, who is not a person of faith,
Sure.
I don't ever consider my dreams or my nightmares as revelations or anything that tie into God or anything like that. I very much look at them as my brain working through something. Sometimes the trick is like, okay, well, clearly it's upset about something, but why did we choose to to think about it that way? That was an interesting little nightmare that we had. Um, but I do think it's interesting in the world of D&D and a world that is often populated with not only a lot of gods who are more active in the world, but also people who are very, very religious in their own ways and gain power from that. So I feel like for anybody who was very religious in that sense up until the gods went away, what a lonely and empty place that must be for them to now, whereas before you could have your prayers kind of answered in a way or have some sort of confirmation that you were being heard or you were being rewarded for your serving, and now it's the calling out into the emptiness. So I imagine if someone bases their faith a lot on that it could feel very isolating and very empty to then not have that. And even though 40 years is a significant amount of time, I feel like it's still relatively new. The people who were alive and adult enough to understand it are still experiencing it, and
Mhm.
it was not that many years ago. So I think and I will admit, I don't know, for Moss specifically, I don't know how much a god influences that, whereas any of her nightmares seem very, very rooted in personal insecurities and concerns over personal failures. And I think that's a very relatable feeling,
Mhm.
whether you are religious or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Both Moss and Rara are basically born in a time after there was any sort of faith system in place.
Correct. That's what I was just about to bring up. Is that it's very interesting that you said that, Swan, because that very dynamic is in this party, where you have Moss and Rara, who were born 20 years after the Restoration, 20 years into a time where there were no more gods. So they were born into a world not knowing what it even means to really have faith. Like there's faith, but then there's religious faith, and that's not something they've been able to experience or even know what it means or have the ability to learn and comprehend what it is, because that's gone, or for anyone to give advice on the experience other than what they can do now, which is just as little as well, because they've forgotten who they are and what it means to really reach out to them or know what they do or know what they mean to them. And they are left with this hole in their hearts, and to have not be able to reach out to something like that anymore. And then you have Kaith and Fizzy, who were born well before the Restoration happened. So they were alive for many years in a time where there was faith and religion and gods they knew. And then immediately during the Restoration, it all is gone. Now, both Fizzy and Kaith were neither very religious people, but the knowledge, little of it they had, of those gods and ways of living are completely gone now. So if it was something they ever wanted to experience, they no longer have that option. And it's very interesting to see that sort of dynamic as you move forward in the story. Um, Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up and why I asked the question is, in a world where there were people like Fizzy and Kaith who beforehand vivid dreams like this, because there's nightmares and there's dreams, and a lot of times when you have these nightmares or dreams, they're very quick, they're very offhanded, they feel 5 minutes or less and you've slept for 9 hours, and soon after the memory of it is gone. So unless you write it down or something, it's just gone. But when it comes to visions, things that seem to have meaning, you often remember it very vividly, even after the fact that you've fallen asleep. Um, and for people who knew this sort of feeling before the Restoration and have these types of moments where they gain these dreams or visions during night, and it sticks with them, I think whether it's a bad one or a good one, um, I think in a world like this, it might give people who had faith hope that even though they say they are gone, something is lingering and might still be looking out for me. I don't know what it is, but it's there. And that brings up a nice little lore portion of Coralthea about how the Restoration has happened and it's 40 years later. There is no more faith in gods, but there are people who have decided to put their faith in more of like ideas and concepts to help drive a meaning in life for them and others. Um, so things like these visions help them guide towards ways of seeing the world and coping with losing their faith. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's a lot of implication to the world. Um, Very deep. Trying to make layers of this mother. You know what I'm saying?
I know for Keith and Moss, these were like very original sort of things that they were working through. Moss or Rara and Fizzy though are much more grounded in their past. Like I feel
Correct.
like Rara and Fizzy possibly just relive these. It's sort of like rerun. Been
Right.
here before.
Yeah.
Now, again, even in that moment, so we tend to, even as people in real life, when we're doing something, we're not always thinking of things at all times that happened in our past. Our brains, the magnificent, crazy things that they are, the little pieces of meat that are stuck in our skull, tend to do odd things when we least expect it. And in sometimes good ways, sometimes bad ways. But sometimes our brain decides to show and tell us something and we may not think it's important at the time. I feel flashbacks sometimes sort of ground to like deja vu, like that feeling you get when you're like, "Whoa, I've done this before."
Mhm.
Flashbacks sort of do the same thing for a person, and while you're in the middle of something, you're like beginning to remember something. I feel it could be your brain triggering like, yes, draw on the feeling that you are remembering and see how you have either learned or how you've gotten better or whatever it is. It's forcing you to make the contrast between what's going on now and what happened before. However, in a world like Coralthia and the fantasy that the magic that derives from it, could it be another force in the world that is trying to force you to see something, to overcome what you're doing? Who knows? For Rara, that means nothing.
Maybe
For Fizzy, it could
maybe
mean
we'll be
more.
new gods at the end of this campaign. Who knows?
What are you, Carter? He also said the same thing when we started the other campaign.
I think really, so the way that I've been putting this together, there's a lot of juxtaposition of past and present in Rara's story.
mm,
So it's really about her. Like, we still have a long way to go before she comes to terms with her past, but it's about her sort of embracing these new people that she's met and has come to trust, and the juxtaposition between where she came from versus where she is now.
mhm. You know, that actually brings up one very next question I wanted to throw in here, and that is, um, how do each of these stories connect to Coralthia as a whole? How is it that these stories are going to make any difference on what fans have already seen or audience members have already watched for the live play? Um, I think that's a little bit of a question for me, but also a little of a question for the artists. I know Joey would probably know the answer pretty quick about his.
Yeah, you're getting directly with mine for sure. You're getting a chance to see the people from Rara's past that are, the roots of her trauma that will definitely come up at some point during this campaign, as well as how she's found this friend in Moss. She's found these sort of like this sort of happy-go-lucky uncle figure in Fizzy, and is sort of feeling out the Kaith situation. And I'll note that Kaith is not in Rara's comic because Kaith chose to leave during this. Now,
Mhm.
a little bit after, they have a moment where they sort of chat and come to terms with what happened the night before. But she's still very much feeling it out, because whereas Kay's perspective is, yes, we have a lot in common. We were both sort of in this strict upbringing that was like very rigid, and Rara sees Kaith more as like the authoritarian figure that's like, her mother or the bullies or the instructors at the dance school. He's the one that's like always trying to shut things down.
Yeah, especially when he threw the top off that tomb.
Uh-huh.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was very much a moment. That instance was very much a moment of like, well, now it's time to learn, rah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to joke around during class? Well, now it's time to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The other thing I want to mention too about like for Rara's story specifically is you're going to be able to get a glimpse into Rara's life before meeting the party. And for those who have watched the show, you see her as this very, annoying, obnoxious, loud, um, very much a JoJo Siwa type of person. Um, But for those of you who will read the comic and see it, you'll get just this real grounded look into her, and not only that, but the world she came from before this, and will give you a little bit of that insight to another part of the world in Coralthia that we have yet to explore, but gives you sort of that future tense of, I bet they're going to go there, and I bet we're going to get to know more, which is really cool. Now, let's go to the whole other side of the spectrum, and that's Moss, where I'll start first, and then Swan can jump in here. I'll let her go, and then, but anyway, Moss is this very like uh more
Ethereal.
yes, but it's more about its meaning and what she's going through. There's very little that shows you where she came from. However, it's one of those things that if you knew her backstory, because as we all know, or for those who have been watching knows, Moss's backstory has been very hidden. She's played it very close to the chest. She doesn't really talk about. She's talked about where she's from, but has only ever described it in such ways that's like, why did you leave?
Mm-hmm.
And so to see her story is going to be very interesting for people because they're going to see it and say, wow, this is very, why did, this is very odd to see from a character like her. Like, why is she kind of going through this? But then when you know, the story hits even better. So it's very interesting.
That she killed her whole family in a fire because she was raging. He couldn't stop.
Everybody's got
Yep.
their own theory to her backstory, but again, in all due time, it will be revealed. But the great part is that as you watch or as you read through Moss's story, you'll be able to experience that, which is great. Swan, how do you feel?
Oh, sure. Very much something you said with the what I think is cool about this from a reader perspective is you are getting the character backstory that sometimes even the table itself doesn't get. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're getting some of those motivations, some of those the things that we do to build out this character, to make them feel real, to make it feel like an actual person, an actual living, breathing organism. And so I think what's neat about that is, as someone who likes building characters and likes then learning the lore, this is such a cool peek into something that I don't think would necessarily always come up at the table. Like I don't know that you would get this level of deep dive into each character's dream or nightmare and how that then connects to everything else. So it's the bonus behind the scenes content at the back of the book. It's the deleted scenes. It's that very fun, like almost you're being shown something that maybe you weren't supposed to see, or you were, but it wasn't an original plan kind of thing. And I just think that's really interesting, and it adds a lot to the character that you might not get from the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, 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 very cool. I love that. That was very perfectly summed up. Now for the other two, because they're not here right now. Well, David's here, but the artists aren't here. So we talk about Fizzy's story too. Fizzy's is flashback, and it's not a dream, but it's a showing of where he came from. Now, the great thing about Fizzy's is, had this come out before we went to Sebra's, you would have gotten to see little glimpses of what his home life was like before we finally got to go there. But
Yep.
now
Yeah.
it's almost even more fun because now that we have visited Cerberus, we visited Fizzy's home, we've seen his family, those little stories and the little like things that were brought up between brothers, like those inside jokes between them that the other party didn't get to know, or even audience members were like,
When he,
"Oh, what's that mean?" That's the kind of stuff
yeah,
you get.
especially when Sparkplug set the frickin' bar on fire
I'm,
or the
that's
chandelier.
that's the kind of stuff you see in a flashback that you get to actually see and visualize and learn about what made Fizzy Fizzy and what made his brothers like how they are. Then you have Kaith, who his is a dream, and his has much to do with what he's coming from. And there's a theme that's come up in Coralthea ever since the beginning, and Joey called it out last time, and that's that the elves are bad.
They're not great. They're
They're
not
not
good.
great people. They're not good. Now, I say that, and I don't mean every elf.
Yeah,
It's
sometimes they're half bad,
specifically
like Moss.
and see, and now we're gonna get it's specifically the Runesbach Empire. The Runesbach Empire are not great people, nor do they have great values, or at least that's what it was before the Heroes of Coralthea in Campaign 1 sort of thwarted the Shadowed Hand who were running the Runesbach Empire from behind the shadows and curtains for so long. And now that they're gone, a lot of the Runesbach Empire is beginning to change. And that's not something either future campaigns now have touched on because no one's willing to go to the Runesbach Empire. And that's how the rest of the world of Coralthea looks at them right now. So we have no idea if the Runesbach Empire is really beginning to change, or have
Gelatina
they
needs to
always
go
been
there.
like that? Have they always been like that?
Oh,
And did the vampires
yeah.
who were running behind the scenes did they just add to it and amplify it, and that's why it was so easy for them to do it, or were they there the whole time? There's so much implication there. But for Kaith's dream, you see the Runesbach Empire. You get to hear from the leadership and sort of what Kaith saw and what he began to run from. So that's really cool. You get to learn and see a character that we may someday see in the actual campaign, but it's very interesting to have that background knowledge that you wouldn't get anywhere else. And yeah, super super cool.
Yeah,
Um,
double super.
Double super. Um, Here is a good question. Go ahead, hit me with it.
Wait, I got a quick question for you before that.
Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
You
we
can.
can hear.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Well, I got a notification popped up that my microphone just disconnected. So we're
Oh,
good.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yay!
Um,
Hooray!
so I think this question might only work for David and Joey.
Okay.
But which NPC's nightmares would terrify you the most?
Man. Mithros.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna see horrific things happening to his family.
Yeah. I've got 4. Mithros,
Yep.
Dagon,
Dagon.
the
Go
woman
hard.
from the pool in where our fortress is now,
Oh,
and
You mean the one that got brutally murdered and thrown into a hole as a joke?
yes, that one, and
Oh,
then
okay.
what's his face, the Ironclad that beat the shit out of us.
Oh.
That's got to be
Yeah.
a rough upbringing.
those are actually 4 really good picks.
And the fifth, just for fun, is Garrett, because I want to see how much life has shit on him throughout all of his living.
Yeah,
His
actually,
nightmares
I'm changing
are just
mine.
of
Garrett's the best.
his nightmares are of the four of you. That's all. He has nightmares about the four of you, and that's it.
All he had to do was
What if all throughout his
set the
upbringing,
egg down.
he's
It
had
would have been a different experience.
yeah.
Oh boy. Again, chat. If you got any questions, throw them in. We'll answer whatever you got. All right. So
Hunter, I got a question for you.
Oh, Schnitzel, what? I wasn't prepared. I
What
wasn't. I
is
didn't get pre-questions, so I don't think you're allowed to. Just kidding.
what is one way you wish the party handled something but didn't handle it the way you wanted us to?
Wrong every time, David. We've done wrong every time.
I was gonna say, has there been a correct time?
So I think the question specifically was: there a time you did it wrong that I wish you'd done it differently? Because there's times that you've done it wrong that I didn't wish you didn't do that I didn't wish you did it differently. Because
Correct.
that's okay. It's okay to have more than one way to solve something. Whether it annoys me or not is fine. But has there been a time where you did it and I wished you didn't?
Yes.
The answer: one time there was a dragon in a riddle. You are correct, Sergeant Choodles. One time there was. Man, I want to tell you, I would love to tell you the answer is no, but the answer is yes. Now, the one specifically is probably yeah, it's probably how you guys handled Gale Weaver. And that was the first sort of mini villain that you guys fought in Tapas.
Brutally murdered, thrown in a hole as a joke.
After the Tempest Fair,
Yep.
You guys found out that this Gale Weaver lady was the reason behind it, and there was so much more behind her as a character, and that just didn't get explored because the answer of just silencing her was more prioritized than trying to
Listen,
arrest her.
I'm gonna have to say that I'm never gonna look for the moral high ground in a bandit, Hunter.
Which is crazy to say that you would never look for the good in someone. And
the monster manual says that they are a bandit. Neutral evil.
So that means they are a bad guy. So yeah, there's stuff that I think that might be the only thing in the campaign so far where I wished you had done something different. However, that doesn't mean I didn't take absolute liberty in using it to my advantage in as many ways as possible that none of you have come across yet. So when in some day those decisions come back to bite you, you will find out. And I think that's even better for storytelling.
Can it actually bite Kaith this time? Because the last time this happened, it bit Moss and Rara, and we didn't have anything to do with
it. I think it still bit Kaith. Like, yes, it didn't physically hurt him, but it definitely mentally hurt him.
He tried to run away. He was mad that he had to throw his gems away.
He didn't have them though. Fizzy did. He paid Creed, I think. No, wait, no. Kaith did use the gems. Yeah, okay. So, those kind of lessons.
Guys, you're getting to hear a lot about our inner party dynamic.
But yeah, I think that might have been probably the only one. But like I said, as much as you guys chose something different, it allowed me to do so much more. Good question. Any other questions from anyone?
No.
I have a
Why
comment
don't you
going back
tell
to
the
something you were
riddle
talking
the
about.
riddle statue?
Oh.
Swan had a question.
Oh.
What was that, Swan?
What about riddles?
No.
Uh,
I was really trying to let you
sh-
have it, Swan.
no, I appreciate it. There's so much weird lag happening. I don't know all of what's going on.
Oh no.
Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, something interesting about the subconscious and the dreams and kind of prophecy type things. It was interesting in the way you were talking about this a couple topics ago.
That's like the
Only in
beginning.
that no, there was a specific chunk, but then it moved
Okay.
on naturally. But you asked for questions, so
Uh-huh.
I think it's interesting because as someone who has a lot of anxiety, my
Mhm.
brain replays shit from my past. It replays scenarios that happened. It replays bad stuff. And I have to look at it as a, well, I hope you're doing that to help me prepare for the next thing. But it's tough because so often I'm just like, I don't know that there's anything else to learn or grow from this. This just feels like this was a time where my brain felt bad and it's still trying to kind of reconcile with that. And at a certain point, I'm like, I don't know what else we can do. We have to let it go
Hmm.
because you were in 8th grade and it's okay. That's been a really long time.
Yes. So
So it's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah.
yeah, no, and that's kind of what I was talking about. You know, our brains do so much more than we as a society have been able to figure out. Like it is such a complex freaking organ, and that thing makes up us. With, Without it, we don't. We there's nothing there. We don't got like you can take a lung out and still survive. You can have one less arm. You can have less fingers. You can have one ear. You can have no ears. You can have no nose. But you can't not have a brain.
You can have no mouth and have to scream.
See all of those things. But like our brain is so complex. And what I was saying earlier, like you were just saying, like you relive things. Sometimes it's our brain telling us that something you're doing right now is related to this, and I'm forcing you to live it for some reason. Now, I have to hope that our brains don't hate us because they are us. I have to assume that much like, you know, our blood cells, we send what is it, white blood cells to fix the things that are damaged in our body, right? I have to imagine that that's sort of the same principle happening. Our brain is sending us those signals in order to help us either heal, get over, or, like you said, reconcile with. Like, it's telling us that this moment we're having right now is supposed to help us in some way about this. Or something that's been going on is allowing us to recap in our mind and debrief and sort of try to learn about what has happened, or to tell ourselves, hey, maybe you were wrong, maybe you were right about what happened, or you needed to go through that, or without it you wouldn't have blah blah blah. And it's reminding you and telling you and helping you grow as a person without you telling it to, because you know we have Windows Defender in our brains and it just pops up whenever it wants to. um, um, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's very very insightful, Swan. Joey, you said something about riddles.
I just saw that Schnoodles had shared one of your favorite stories in the chat. I thought you might want to relive it for all the new fans.
I don't know if it's one of my favorite stories, but nonetheless, it's a good one. So there was this dragon. And
I hear this dragon's still alive, but
yep.
spoilers.
In the early years of Coralthia, during campaign 1, to give as much little background as needed for this, essentially the heroes were diving into a dungeon cave thing in order to grab an item that would help them restore an airship. There we go. That's mostly it. This cave had been overrun by kobolds. Now, most of the time, when there's a lot of kobolds, there's usually a dragon that's being worshipped by them. And that very thing happened. So, as two of the party members made their way through the caves, as other party members were knocked out, I believe,
Yep.
they entered into a room where they knew this device was. And when they did, it was like darkness. And then when they went in, a dragon appeared. And the dragon was like, essentially like, yeah, you've made it in here. Obviously, you beat the kobolds. They're weak and they're useless, but they bring me things, so it's okay. I let them live. Blah, 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 blah. Now you are my newest plaything. However, I will make it so you're allowed to leave this place if you can at least answer my riddle. I, Hunter, was very proud of this dragon and very proud of the riddle I had made and the answer that followed. I spoke my riddle, and the two of them thought for a moment.
What was the riddle?
It actually almost wasn't even a moment. It was like a split second. Because Joey's character, Fick, immediately began to just start speaking. And I was like, okay, that's not an answer. But begins to speak and then says, so then the answer must be. And I don't even remember. It was like it got me so
A virus.
baffled that I don't even remember. No, it wasn't virus.
was.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was he said like a secret, and that wasn't the answer I had thought of. But then, before I could even start to be like, not, he begins to explain why that is the answer. And how there couldn't be possibly any other answer. And it was just so eloquently expressed that I, as the dragon, was like, I am the dragon at this point. And I just thought to myself, wow, I thought I was good at riddles. I'm the riddlesmith. That's the dragon I am. I'm the riddlesmith. And this man just beat me at my own game. And he was like, "Oh, okay. Take your thing and leave. I really don't want to see you anymore. I need time to myself." And he just gave them what they needed and let them leave. And they never went back.
And why would we?
And why would you? There was no need to. You had beat the dragon.
Wouldn't
We
that be
didn't.
crazy?
We never told it. We never told Harper there was a dragon in there. We never had to go back.
Right. So, yeah, that's the story. Yeah, Shnooz's right. It was like, you're right on a technicality, but we all hate it. So yeah, yeah, it was definitely very interesting. Guys, as a quick reminder, as we're getting further down the rabbit hole here and further into the stream, guys, remember, we have 8 days left on our Kickstarter. We have just a little less than 20% to go. We are so freaking close. For those of you who are following and haven't backed yet, jump on there. It would really help us out, help us get there. And for those of you who are or have already backed, consider upgrading or consider getting one of the really cool add-ons that we've worked really hard on. But that's up to you. However, I do not want to make that seem like you're not doing something already, because you are. And the support you have given us is amazing, and we really do feel the love. But everything helps get us across that finish line. But let's go ahead and get back to the action here. So what I want to bring up, or another good question, Swan is like laughing at me. I can hear
It
it.
was just, I really thought you were going to say thank you. Like, for everybody who's backed already, thank you. But you're like, but how about this instead? And it got me. It was not what I was expecting you to say.
Lives in me. No, but seriously, thank you guys. It really is amazing. Now, let's go ahead and go back to the artists. Here's a question, and it's really only for Swan.
Whoa.
Have you been able to discover new aspects of Coralthea through this project? And what are they in great detail?
Wow. Wow, Hunter. Yes, a little bit through my story, but honestly more so through these streams and kind of the conversations around there, because those are actually, like, those incorporate a lot of other parts of it that I don't see in my story. And I'd say even our previous Older and Doodles that we did, where we took other scenes from it. So that's been a very fun thing to learn more about, having not been fully caught up on the actual play.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, cat. Hello. You're in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a
Thank
tail
you.
that comes out of
On my
nowhere.
keyboard.
Oh, hi, Michael. You just came out of nowhere. Hello. Do you want to say hi? No?
Michael.
You can say hi. Come here. Or sit. Why are
I
you
saw
back?
it.
Now you're like looking. Now you're sitting
saw it.
looking backwards.
Oh no.
Michael's like looking back at me like,
See,
who? What? Butts and lips on the screen, and your mom. Swan's just like, yeah. What can I play with? Michael's gone. He left. He left. He's gone.
I'm doing all the things. Oh.
Yeah, he's not here.
I was gonna. Oh, hi.
Yeah, I know. It would have been cute, but he heard me scrumbling up my wrapper and was like, "Is that food?" And I chucked it. He's like, I guess I have to come in here. You know, he was like, "Oh, never mind. Dad's gone. Dad's done." So actually, I will open up that question to David as well, because you are a new player to the world of Coralthea with this campaign. What have you discovered, or what new aspects of Coralthea have you discovered through the process of this project in great detail?
It's going to be interesting to see these specific moments that Fizzy may or may not have been to these places. But me as playing Fizzy, I'm excited to see. And I'm hoping.
No.
Kitty! To see how aspects of the world have changed, because I'm going to be learning it all through Fizzy.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And that's going to be fun.
Now, Joey, I'll open the question to you, but I feel like you haven't learned anything. But I'll still ask.
You've gotten really negative on me as a player lately. You know that?
What? I don't believe that at all.
You won't me play Wheelchair Warboy and Dragonheart because you don't trust me. Now you don't trust me to have learned anything new in Coralthea.
Oh, I'm gonna let you know right now, Joey, because of your favorite streamer of all time. I probably won't ever let you play a furry again.
Wow. Wow.
You did that, you
Wow.
know,
What did I learn? What deep lore?
or aspects or whatever.
Um, elves are some elves are half bad.
I feel like you knew that before the project.
It's just one of my favorite quotes to come out of the cafe.
It's pretty good. The rest of you will play furries. That's how I'll get Joey. I'll let everyone else play instead of him.
Oh, I see.
I don't know what other. Now, I will say, never mind. We're not going to get into it. I was going to say, already throwing the bat people into the world was difficult at first because there wasn't really
You
a lot
love
of.
it. I know what we've cooked, and I know that you love it.
We have been able to turn this into something absolutely amazing within the deepness of Coralthea and for something that like wraps around Inception style, but we're not there yet, Joey. But when we do get there, we'll see. Yeah, and then of course because of Rara, I did start to implement some new like animal personified characters, furries, I guess
The
we call
frogs, they'd
them.
be scallies, but
Right, there's the frogs. Now I will say those
the bird,
technically already existed, but the one specifically is um, Professor Bramblewood or Professor Bramble, who
right?
is
I'm trying to think of
Cade's
what
hireling.
the furry term is for bird people.
Um,
There is a term for it.
wingers.
Hold on, I'll look it up. You keep talking.
But anyway, I've had to introduce, not had to, but I decided to because I felt it was right for the world. But, and the other crazy thing, if anybody knows the deep lore about me as a DM, I
It's
despise
it's an avian or a feathery.
an avian or a feathery. I despise bird.
You love Jonathan, don't lie.
Jonathan's amazing. Now, I've come to really realize it's player character bird people I hate the most. It's not necessarily bird people, but it's player character bird
You
people.
played an aircock.
Oh, I did. It was the very first ever role playing experience I played as a bird. And I very quickly learned why I don't like them as player characters. But for me to make a bird person as a hireling for you guys was very different. And actually, the crazy part is I've had a bunch of winged NPCs since then. Like we've had the gargoyles. I mean, we have you who has wings. Like the whole point was I didn't like it because of the wings giving a player flight from level 1, which is like so like not okay.
Well, let's say
But
there's certain people in the party who aren't here tonight that would abuse it.
right, it's
And
something you
there are
really need
players
to.
like me who, for some reason, you don't trust anymore, who have never
Oh my
abused it.
gosh. But yes, there is that like sort of talk between you and the DM of like you need to understand that having wings, like yeah, it's building my character. Why wouldn't it be balanced? You're joking, right? It's like the exact same like instance of the Star Wars role playing games, where either one person is a Jedi or everyone's a Jedi because it's so overpowered that like you just feel the disparity while playing or role playing. But talking it out with your DM and really narrowing that down and making sure it's not something that like they're constantly um, abusing is great because not things that fly aren't just like they get tired. You know what I mean? Like it ain't But anyway, it's a whole other topic for another
You remember
conversation.
which character got the carpet of flying? And
Um,
he never got off the carpet.
yes,
His legs atrophied.
you're talking about Rob's campaign.
Yeah, Farron.
Farron was his name. Yeah, Farron.
Yeah,
That happened.
his legs would have atrophied because he never walked.
Yeah. So here's a question for the artists. Artists,
Uh-huh.
as of right now, or even future,
Yeah.
which panel or page would you want framed on your wall? And you can choose from anyone's story, including your own.
Oh my. Oh my.
Which panel ch page? Panel,
None
more
of
panel.
I
them.
love that page of
Would you want
fucking
framed?
Keith getting tentacled. Where they're wrapping around
Yeah.
and just his eye is showing.
Yeah, that one's pretty. Would you want just the panel or the whole page?
Just that panel, I think.
Just
Of
the
the eye
panel.
with the tentacles wrapping around.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. I definitely like it a lot. Why do you like it so much?
It's just such a cool.
Schnoodles called you out so hard after I asked that question.
Yeah, dude, it's because Kate's getting tentacled. No, it's just such a cool, like, compositionally, it's cool. It's just got like that classic horror vibe of like near eye violence, which is always like, a trigger. And then, the just sort of like wormy shapes of the tentacles wrapping around make like such a cool frame around the eye.
Yeah. Speaking of Holly, did you message him?
Yeah, about what? I messaged him many times. You
About
want
the thing I
about
messaged you about?
specifically today? No, I haven't yet. I'll do that
Okay,
before
because
I
he
go to
messaged
sleep.
me and I was like, "Yeah, I told Joey he's gonna message you." And he says, "All right, dude."
I
thank you so much."
messaged him and then
He's
I
like-
said
He's like, "Thank you so much. I'm so excited."
I messaged him and I said I will send it over later.
Yeah. Holly's so great, dude. Holly is like if David was an artist. Like, like it's always hype train. So great, so great. Swan, your turn.
To be fair, I haven't seen all of Jeff's pages yet, so I don't make a final decision.
Wow, okay,
But
okay.
I think a very cool panel that I think would make great wall art is the opening shot camp scene that Joey did with that like purple background and all of the shadows and that kind of like snippet of the party doing their stuff.
You flatter me.
Yeah, like a whole wall piece, just like a.
Hey, man.
It'd be sick. Super
Yeah,
cool.
like I think that'd
Yeah.
be really, really cool.
Hell yeah, very dope. I like that. I like that. I don't think David has seen everything, but from the things you have seen, what would you put on your wall? He's thinking
So
hard.
I would
now. He's like, I don't know.
definitely. So I really like that colored Keith.
Oh, the cover that you just saw?
And I really really like that, and I really like the whole page of rah-rahs with the ha 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 ha. That would look awesome and like black and white on the wall.
David's greatest moment from the campaign. Can you do it? Can you rip one off, David, for us?
The voice
She's
of
not
that
cursed. She's just bad luck.
She's not cursed. She's just bad luck.
kid. So good. Me personally, I've probably got so actually before yesterday I'd say there was two choices. After yesterday there's three choices now, but I can't actually really pick the third choice because it's not done yet, so I can't really say if it's a yes or no, but it's got that like main character energy. It's got that riz, it's got that that aura, some might say.
Or a farmer.
Yeah, it's farming, yo. On the Riz, tip top shape with the skibbity. You know what I'm
It may or may
saying?
not be
Oh,
Skibbity.
damn, my fellow youths.
May or may not be Skibbity. We are.
my fellow youths.
We are so
So
young and hip.
let me do my top two real quick. So first is the number one page of Case,
Yeah.
because him sitting in that tree and the moon over top, and like it's just like, and he explodes on the page.
Yeah.
Like you see there's panels, but you're just so focused on him. Like it's like he just smack. It's like 3D when it's not. Like it's
Mhm.
so wonderful. That's a whole page I would want, and I would want to frame that and get that, whatever, blah blah. That's a whole page. A specific panel, and even that hasn't been inked yet. But even right now with the colors is very like, just says a lot. Like they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. This picture could fit 2,000 words. This panel specifically, and that's moss being pulled down through the earth by the
That's pretty
vines
great.
and
Pretty
Yeah,
great.
cracking
yeah.
through. It's like very, very, very well done. It's fantastic. But that's like a panel that just like speaks to me. And then for the third one, that again isn't done yet, so you
He
can't even
said
really
two, and
like.
now he's doing three.
He didn't hear the beginning of my little speech. Um, is one of the new pages Joey showed me. And I don't know if he wants to show the sketches off or not.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
do it.
but let me double check. I
Okay.
have the. Let me double check. I have the page number correct before I say the wrong one.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to share my Discord because I don't
No,
have these in Photoshop yet.
I don't know. I don't know how you would. I guess I'm not sure. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, number 8, page number 8,
Page 8.
and yeah, that again, it's just in sketch form right now, like loose drawings, but I feel its potential. It's absolute like gripping potential. Um,
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this dirty.
and it hasn't really come to life yet, but when it does, I feel like a lot like it's one of those pages. It's one of those pages where it just goes right. No, sorry. It's one of those pages that like as a reader, I feel like you would cry. Like it's a page where you just like can feel what's happening and find yourself tearing up. And Joey's got it so
It's
I
being
don't
a real bitch right now, but
it's
I've
it's
almost
it's
got
like behind a bunch of layers. There we go. Okay.
All right, here it
Yeah,
is.
zoom
Make me
in on
big.
some. So there we go. Look at that.
Your
All right,
image as
Hunter.
big as
Hunter,
I possibly can.
walk us through this.
Walk you through it? You
Yeah,
did it.
I'm asking you to walk me through it.
Okay, well let's go to the top. We'll do it. We'll do a walkthrough of a page. This is very
Hold on,
exclusive.
I can zoom as you do.
Very
already.
exclusive content here, folks. Like you would not get this anywhere else. Um, so from this page, you see that Rara is walking with someone. And when it comes to the lettering, I do believe this is going to say something along the lines of, "Did you see that, Mom? Did you see what I did?" And she's trying to be very excited and happy about something as her mother has taken her hand and begun to walk down this very long hallway. But already there's this happiness from Rara that's like so energetic, and you feel for her, but it's one of those panels where the rest of the image says something completely different. Like there's so much happiness and glow coming from this one little girl, but the rest of it tells ill portents. And then you get this little panel of a very happy faced Rara of, father, she's very excited about something. She's about to like call like she's just so happy about this performance she put on, and then disaster
Gone.
strike. Oh, gone
Gone.
forever. And then disaster strikes by a literal strike. A child being stricken by her mother. And the mother going into this more hateful scene of, like, I don't want to give away too much, but just to sort of scroll through it, like, go ahead, Joey, go to the next one. And then bring us on down to the next one. And this sort of like,
Bro,
we're not allowed to
there
see
we
it.
go.
This very stark, like, very, it gives like man, I don't know how, like, Handmaiden's Tale, very like, listen here, you're nothing, like, you need to understand your place, like, you're helpless, like, I'm in control here. And then you continue on, and it's just, you begin to tear up because she is beginning to cry. And then the last part of this, skip right to the last, the last of this, and it's the walk away.
Let me zoom out a little.
It's the walk away and the last words that she says to Rara, and the how almost silent it's supposed to be in that picture. You feel that, and the only thing she hears is that clicking of the shoes, and then left alone. Like, it's very, it goes hard in the paint, one might say. But it's not even done. Joey could get to the inking, and I could be like, nah, never mind, I don't want it. But like, that's the thing, like, it's got that potential, and you can feel it from that page. And that's only one of the 10 pages Joey's doing.
Whoops, 10 pages.
Joey over here doing extra credit. But yeah, so that's my explanations of mine to that question I asked a while ago.
Yeah, that was like 1,000 years ago, man.
Yeah, it was so many years ago I asked that question. Um, um,
I'm really excited to do Rara's like individual sort of loyalty mission because
who's? You said Moss?
Rara's.
Oh, Ra's.
Yeah, I especially after doing Fizzies and seeing that real juxtaposition of a real loving household and family versus the very cold, stark, like gothic horror aesthetic that Rara's past is built around.
Yeah.
Because Fizzy and surprisingly, Fizzy and Rara have a lot of parallels. Like they're both from very rich families. They were both like pushed to do like creation art in a certain way. Fizzy's art was mechanics and engineering. Rara's art was dancing, but they were both like put in that position. And the crazy thing is like Joelle is just using Rara as like a prop, a bargaining chip, something to build herself in society. Whereas Fizzy's family was very real and like, hey, we've done this. This is the family business. Like, you can just step in and run the shop, basically. But he wanted to step out and do his own thing, where Rara was like thrust into it and was like, "You're going to do this because I'm going to tell you you're going to do this." So it's an interesting juxtaposition coming up for that.
Yeah. Very much so. I do love that about your two characters. I love that there's a connection point between all of the characters. Like, there's something that connects. Like, Rara has a connection to each of the other three, just like Moss has a connection to each of the other three, and onward and forward. Like, everybody connects in some way. leading to a circle of connection.
I think it's interesting too, and we were talking about this the other day that Rara has this natural affinity for magic and can like pick it up really quick just by observing it. And like her whole like level up was based around that. Um, she's watched Moss do speak with animals a few times, and like the idea is she's watched her do it, and she's like, "Oh, this is easy. I got this," and
Mhm,
she picked it up just from watching her.
mhm.
Um, Whereas Moss is like, ah ha ha, you're mocking me now, right? Like, because this is so easy for you. But for Rara, it is so easy for her. Like, it just comes naturally.
Mhm.
Um, so that's an interesting sort of connection between those two characters too, because she really wants Moss to succeed and be what she wants to be, and Rara keeps pushing her towards it. And Moss is like, every time Rara is like, "Hey, I can show you how to do this," Moss is like, "I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it."
She'll need that. She'll need you. She's a strong, independent druid. um, yeah. So, what next question do I want to use here? Has
Where can
seeing
people find us, support us, and follow the Kickstarter and do all of that?
No, we're not done yet.
Since it's almost 11.
Trying to get out of here. I
I
see what
know,
you're doing.
oh my
but
gosh, it is 10:52.
We started
I
late
am.
though. We got to go for another 15
I
minutes.
am. We did. We did. But have you
Swan was
met
playing
our
with her
outros?
toys.
Our outros are like a half an hour. I was. It was very important.
You want to deprive Hunter of
That's
his
okay.
question?
You're right. You're right, Swan. I have to save stuff for next week. Which, by the way, guys, two things we're going to go ahead and pop off here in the chat. Or pop off here, chat. Listen up, chat. Anyway, I'm not young. So, next week, guys, Thursday the 18th, we're going to be doing what's called a drink and a draw Dungeons and a Dragons at our one of our drinking holes. If you know where Volo is in Corning, New York on the Market Street, meet us there to get some really cool art and drink the alcohols with us. It should be
Support,
fun, and you can
local
you
businesses.
can
And
support local businesses and help support us more with the Kickstarter as we try to gain more backers while they drink alcohol. And we draw pitches.
we trick them into backing because they're drunk.
Oh my gosh. I don't like how that
The
was
old
said.
Cincinnati switcheroo.
Cincinnati. That's worse. I didn't like how Joyce said it, but now you said it worse. But other than that, and then next week Friday we will be doing our last hype stream as we lead
Maybe
into,
people will show up for it. That would be insane.
as we lead into the
Yeah.
end of our Kickstarter campaign. Which, speaking of our Kickstarter campaign, guys, you can go to Kickstarter.com and search Coralthea, Waking Nightmares, and Forgotten Fates. That is where you will find our project and be able to help pledge back, share, support, give it the old heart, give it the old comment, give it the old toodly doodly doo, little undercarriage, skippy, all those good things in order to help and support us and get us to our goal, because we are 8 days away, and actually, as we're ending this day, probably 7-ish days away.
That's wild.
Actually, no, I think it would still be 8 days away because it's not Saturday yet. So, anyway, we're close. But we've only got 20% left to go, guys, so helping us out would be great. Now, with the Kickstarter being obviously the focal point of this, there, however, is something even more important than the Kickstarter, and that is the people who are making it possible. So let's go ahead and start with our amazing artist and keeper of the stream here, and drawer of Moss Greywind, the powerful druid, and powerful druid fantasy person herself. And because she turns into a swan, get it? Because she's a swan named Emily. She's a druid because she beast shapes into
Got
a
it.
swan.
Nailed it. Yep. There you go. There's my
Wow.
piece. There's what I've been working on tonight.
Look
Looking
at
so
that
good so
hot-
That
far.
looks cool.
Look at that hotness.
It's getting there. She's getting there.
Wow. Whoa, can I see it without that blue purple again or the blue red? Whatever you just added?
Mhm.
Man, I love both of those. Like, I know
Yeah.
it's like the blue, red, and the green. Like, that's all so
Yeah.
litty.
Very good. Looking great so far.
Thanks. I am happy.
Absolutely.
I like that you kept her bad teeth.
Yeah.
100%.
what would be even
gotta.
funnier? What would be even funnier if Joey was like, "Oh, it's so good so far," and Swan says, "Well, it's done." That would be hysterical.
What day is the drink and draw, Hunter?
Thursday.
Thursday
the 18th.
the 18th.
That is correct.
18.
Yes, the 18th. Guys, 1/8. 18th. Swan, you're amazing. Thank you so much. It's absolutely beautiful.
Looks great.
And I love it.
She's a nerd.
She's a nerd. And of course, the other artist we have here, illustrator, co-host of Older and Dumber, player of Rah Rah, and absolute problem child, Joey.
Hello.
A swan named Emily Joey.
Swan named Emily. That's me, Slooty Mage. You can find me everywhere on the interwebs. I'm drawing the Rara Chiro chapter, and I also play Rara Chiro, so that's crazy. This is what I did tonight. I colored. I did colors. I abandoned the page I started, and I did colors.
I did see you coloring. Yeah. What was the page you were working on?
It's the final page where they roll into Tapas.
Oh, right, because you started...
I did not feel like drawing a city tonight.
You started being like, oh, yeah, look at all these pictures of hugging.
Yeah. No, I can pull it up. I got my little goofy sort of...
I think it's coming together really well.
Yeah, it's gonna be Rara being like, oh my god, Moss is my one true friend. I feel at home here. She jumps up and he gives her a big sloppy hug. And then it's a big sloppy hug between her and Moss and Sable and Fizzy. Because Kate's not there because he ran away because he's a coward. And then we get down here to the bottom panel, and it's us returning to Tapas. And then when we get to Fizzy's chapter, which comes after Rara, we'll be like, 2 days later in Tapas at the forge at the anvil.
Hammer and anvil. Hammer and anvil. Yeah, you almost had that right off the bat. That was, yeah.
I pay attention. I take notes.
I think he does. And of course, we had the wonderful, as always, very hyped himself, hype man, hype extraordinaire, and banger of Fizzy.
Basically, the hype train conductor at this point.
The conductor, David, who plays Fizzywick, Fizzy Fizzbang. Thank you for joining us.
I kind of want Fizzy to build an actual hype train. Thanks for having me.
The hype train.
So I know there's a train. What if Fizzy built a hype train? The hype train was like the bullet train.
Hunter, how would you feel about both parties having a hype train as their stronghold?
We'll talk later. And guys, I was Hunter, voice of Hunter, host, other co-host of Older and Dumber, and DM of the wonderful world Coralthea. You can catch Coralthea live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on the Older and Dumber Twitch, where we play Coralthea Waking Fates, which is what the Kickstarter is based off of, by the way, which we're at 80%. Is it happening? Did it work?
Thank you, everyone. I'm gonna click it. We're gonna hope.
Thank you, guys. Everybody keep waving until we're gone. Bye. I didn't know I had this much air in me. Bye.